this congressman, released a porn video to say that he was, down with what the hell was it?
Positive sexual.
Yeah, he's down with promoting sex positivity.
Yeah, he wants to legalize sex workers. Manhattan congressional candidate Mike Itkis is letting it all hang out to win votes, releasing a sex tape to show he's got the goods to go to Washington. So this cat, I guess he's a independent third party. I don't know if it was a joke they were saying the birthday suit party, but this man decided to make a sex tape and post it as promotion, as one of those, hey, this video has been approved by Mike, whatever, the Itkis, man. What you guys got, man?
Hey,
what
man.
You guys got?
You said it's a joke now.
Yeah.
I would say, call me, man. I got my own super PAC.
You're right.
We can make some money.
Right. But listen, I mean, it's laughable, but is it really shocking when the orange man was up there saying grab him by the pussy and negotiated
his own sex tape,
$100,000 sexual transaction with what's her name, Stormy
Daniels?
Stormy. I mean, so is this shit shocking? Hey, these motherfuckers had no problem with him doing that.
Not at all.
It's what it is.
I think it's a brilliant setup, though.
I do too.
Basically, he just set it up now. Okay, look, I'm about to do this whole thing right now, and it's gonna be for the campaign.
Right.
Gonna get all of his stuff out now. That way, he gonna do it in front of your face and call it for the campaign. That way, you can't call him out on it later.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, he beat him to the punch.
What if? Hey, matter of fact, let's go deeper. What if that shit ain't even? What if he didn't even make that shit as a promotional video? What if he had that shit already? Like, man, let me put this shit out where I was role playing.
So if it come out already, boom. Well, that was for the campaign.
Yeah,
that was paid by. I was paid for campaign money.
Right.
That's tied into where they make the deals anyway, man. When I was in Columbus, the gentlemen's clubs is where these cats would be sitting there hashing out the deals.
Yeah.
And the blackmail tapes. Like, yo, you don't want your wife to find out about that fifth lap dance, do you?
See,
people know how Club Onyx got the best lemon pepper wings, bro. That's how they know.
What you know about that Onyx player?
Club Onyx,
DGs,
right?
But realistically, man, this is these houses. They used to call them houses of ill repute. This is where a lot of fucking that in the golf course is where a lot of business transactions, a lot of world changing decisions are made. A lot of these cats get caught up because these people who run these houses got cameras everywhere, or they got the little whore. She up there recording shit. Got a camcorder under the bed. And then hey man, you better vote this way unless you want this shit to come out. Money was like, nah, bitch, here's the tape right here. I told this pussy up. This has been approved by Mike Itkis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Balls deep is his campaign slogan. So
yeah.
Yeah,
man. Out there before she tried to sue and be like,
wasn't Trump's granddad? He made money off of what, brothels and
yes.
What you call it? Hamburgers, horse hamburger.
Man, what's that boy name? Prescott Bush, man. George Bush's grandfather was financing both sides. There you go. So I mean, I think in this country, I don't think us. I think our people, and maybe not just our people, but I know our people. I think we already been exposed to, and we know how fucked up these people are. We see past the facade. Matter of fact, I don't think it was a facade with us, since our people was hung and babies were cut from our women's stomach. I think it's these other people who either believe or they pretending that this shit is something other than what it really is, man. This shit is all theater. Like
you said, man, we've been hip to the trip of, for many calendars.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that you hear our elders, our parents, whatever, they always say shit like, it's the lesser of two evils. never somebody that they fucking wanted to vote for.
I'm glad you brought that up. Go
when
ahead.
When you dig down deep into it, there was nobody that ever excited anybody that we know. In our somewhat of, and I can just speak for like most of our households. Nobody was like, "Yeah, I need you to come out and vote for certain." Nobody. Politics wasn't, because it doesn't affect the inner city, no matter who's in that White House.
It affects the inner city. It affects the inner city in a bad way. You know what I'm saying?
So we already, it's like they're punching down. Like when we got those stimmies, that's when everybody was like, "Oh hell yeah, who giving out these stimmies? Yeah, we rocking with him because we ain't got shit from nobody."
Let me say this. Think about the yo. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say something is look at how the roads was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but then you go to Boardman, Poland. The shit didn't look like that. Then we got Mayor Williams in there who started filling them, started repaving them roads and doing more, just putting a little bit of tar in there. Yeah, in politics. Oh, let me say something, man. When I was in Texas, Texas is a very interesting place because you could be driving and you can see this fucked up area, mainly black Mexican people, and then you keep going and you hit an affluent area. And you're like, well, wait a minute. These two areas got the same fucking representation. If these people weren't paying their taxes, they would probably lose their homes and be in fucking jail. How is it that they shit look like shit, but they shit don't? It's where the money's going to. Like, think about it, man. We pay taxes and our people don't get the same protections under the laws. You know what I mean?
Well, to that point, like you said, okay, what did Mayor Williams really do? Mayor Williams paid attention to quite a few factors. The first one is, if you have streets that's supposed to cut through the middle of the heart of the city, they're like arteries in the body to the heart. If you cut off that flow, you have no commerce.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So you open up, the passageways, you open up the arteries. Now you have blood flow. You got people that can come in and out of the city more freely, rather than have to ride through pocketed areas to get to this place or that place. Then you look at what was the other thing? You look at sorry y'all.
Keep flowing. You got it, bro. Keep flowing, fam.
You look at how the jobs are held in the inner city by people who live in the suburbs. So they're making their money in the city. They're paying some tax in the city, but in some instances, they're exempt from the city tax because of where they live. They're taking that money back there and they're spending it there.
Yeah, just like the churches.
And then all the shopping venues, the people in the hood that have to go out to work in the suburbs, when they get off work, they're too tired to drive anywhere. And in the hood, there's nothing open. There's nothing available. They're going to spend their money there too.
So you're
basically bleeding the city dry. And that's every city I've ever been in.
But then you got those jokers who were, I still don't know how that, Orange Julius won Ohio after that whole Lordstown fiasco, because all of them was championed. Like, oh man, he going to bring it back. He going to bring it back. We good. We going to be good. Lordstown ain't going nowhere.
About that. So check it, because I was there.
Yes, sir. That's why I segued to that.
Go ahead.
That's why I brought it up.
Check it out.
Get him.
So, when all that went down, it was 2016, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. You had a lot of people that was talking about voting for this dude. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not even speaking on that because I'm not about to get into it with him.
Right.
So, and I had worked third shift at this time. And I'm hearing chatter, rumors like they about to cut this down. Matter of fact, I heard from a pretty reliable source that it was going to happen. You know what I'm saying? I heard it from one of the suppliers. Now, for a fact, they told the supplier stuff before they tell us anything.
Yep.
So they told us. I heard this, and things happen the way they're supposed to. Like, I was working the Canfield Fair. I ain't been to the Canfield Fair in like 30-something years. But somebody was like, hey, if you work the fair this year, you ain't gonna have to work for 2 nights. Sold. So I went and I was working with these 2 ladies. All I had to do was show off a cruise, stand in front of it for like a couple hours. So they was like, yo, so-and-so his wife worked at one of the distributing plants, and they had this really secretive meeting where they said, come January of 2017, they're going to go from 1,200 seats to 800 seats. Well, if you know, like I know, 400 vehicles is basically what a shift is. All right, bet. This coming from a supplier. So I kept my eyes and ears open and mouth closed. So I go back to work maybe, this was Labor Day weekend. So I go back to work maybe about a couple weeks after that. I'm like, hey, to one of the union reps, I'm like, hey, so I hear we might be going down to 2 shifts in January. Oh, no, that's bullshit, man. Y'all know where you're getting this information. We're going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. All right. Still, with my eyes and ears open with the knowledge I know, I'm not saying a word to nobody. So come election day, again, I work 3rd shift. After Trump wins, I'm at home in the bed, right? I'm looking at my phone, and there's an alert from WKBN. GM Lordstown to cut 3rd shift. You dirty sons of bitches.
Y'all right after,
but they didn't even tell us this shit. The people that affected, we had to hear this shit from the fucking news.
Yeah, yeah. That's
shit.
why I brought up Lordstown. I knew that was near and dear to my family. A lot of folks, you know, my aunt was there. She had to take she had to relocate. Yeah, she's in Indiana now.
Transfer. Buyout.
That's how I got to Texas.
And that was that was the deal.
Yep.
You know, under Obama, that was the deal. You bail them out, then they're gonna make cuts and they're gonna make transfers, and then they're gonna try to basically weaken the union.
And they did.
And the state was supposed to switch to a right to work state from an at-will state. And a lot of people aren't even familiar with what that means. They should look at Florida and California. When you have a right to work, unions are not necessary in a sense because you have competitive wage versus scale wage, right? And you got to look at how those things affect an economy and your ability to earn, you know what I'm saying, and live a certain way where you are. All that changes up.
And you know, the sad thing about that shit is, just like the steel mills, GM and Hewlett Packard, that used to be the lifeblood of the man. And I've always argued with people. It's amazing to me how these fucking people get these bailouts when these VPs, these executives make the fucked up decisions, and you can save more money by firing a handful of them versus firing 30-something thousand people that's only making 50 grand when these motherfuckers is getting $5 million checks. I mean, getting $5 million a year or something like that. You know, it is ridiculous. To your other point, Drizzy, which was a great fucking point. You said, you know, these people, they come work in the city. You know, when you think about look at teachers. These teachers come from places like fucking Poland. They come from Boardman. They come from Canfield. They go there. They can't fucking stand the kids that they're teaching, and you can feel it when they talk to you.
Police and fire too.
Yep.
Police and fire. You know, oh man, you so right.
Street department.
Let me tell you something.
Water and waste department.
Let me tell you something. When I went to fire school back in 2007, I think the only motherfuckers that was from the was the black motherfuckers, and it wasn't many of us. Because what happened was they had this. It was 14 seats in the class. 240 fire class. It was 14 seats. I got hip to it when I was in Buds. What's the Mayor Brown, Mayor Tito Brown? He was there. He helped me out. That's why I always support that brother. I love that brother because it was him and somebody else. They had he wasn't mayor at the time, but they had did this whole thing where they set aside 7 seats because it was a lot of nepotism happening and shit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And so it was the brothers. Now you had certain people that was making jokes because it was the brothers in there. You know, I'm not gonna say their name because they're friends with, you know, our dear Cuddy. But he was saying shit like, yeah, this is the affirmative action group. But he wasn't saying that when he was trying to get his fucking nephew in. Or when the chief, when the fire chief, his brother is a fucking lieutenant. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that they was doing, like we had a brother on that was he was a firefighter at the time, got in some trouble, and a couple of the brothers was like, yo, I don't know why they fucking with him, because if you knew what all these other cats is doing, then there wouldn't be a fucking fire department. But I say all that to say, man, that's what they do, man. They come and fucking leech on the inner city, and then they go home, and we wonder why the shit looks the way it does. It's easy to say, hey, it's those people that live there that's fucking doing it. Nah, man, it's people going in there working and pulling the resources out. The motherfuckers that own them corner stores don't live in the yo. You know what I'm saying? We talked about KMP the other week. Do you think they live in on the fucking east side, north side, south side, or west side?
Not even close.
You know what I mean? So it's just, it's all political, man. All of this shit. Again, like we were saying, man, it's all fucking theater. Bunch of promises that never get fucking kept, and you made the point about, the lesser of the two evils, man. I'm one of these people that say, fuck it. I'm not doing that, because, why should I have to pick between snake venom and scorpion venom? Both of that shit is dangerous. It's just one is going to kill me in 12 hours. The other one going to get me in 8. It's a bad place that our people have been in, where we got to pick the motherfucker that's going to kick our ass the least.
Mm-hmm. Right. Somebody with the one that's going to use Vaseline.
Right, the one that's not
pretty much pretty much what it is.
The one that's gonna wear a UGG boot versus a steel toe Timberland boot and put it in your ass. It's crazy, man. So yeah,
when Dick Gregory said that shit, that's really what took me. He said, lesser of two evils, you're still voting for evil.
Yep.
Come on, man.
That's it.
You want the one that hurts the kids, or you want the one that's gonna rape your grandmother?
Come on with it.
And you got to leave your kid with one of them.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
It's not really a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's all a joke, man.
They're talking about like the whole left wing and right wing. It's on the same bird.
Same bird.
And let me. That's another thing. I wanted to. Maybe we could do a separate show about this, because again, man, I get getting your money, man, but it's a lot of fucking black motherfuckers on the internet. People talk to Candace Owens and the Officer Tatums, and you know what I mean. But it's a lot of black motherfuckers that owe the left, and on the right, the right. Now, like, what's that? Anthony Brown Logan. Sometimes he has some good stuff, but I'm like, y'all speaking like either one of these sides really have a fucking place for you. Like, well, the Democrats mad disrespectful. They talking about if black men don't vote, they either not get no pussy or no man ass, no mussy. You know what I'm saying? With that fucked up video, Sausage Fire Santana or whatever his name is.
Man, let that
long
go,
ass
man.
Trina.
Yeah, let that go, man.
You're
let
right.
That go.
I'm
let
just saying,
go.
man. It's. I don't get some of our people, man. That's just like, yeah, the right and the left, and going out their way to point out every little ill thing about black folks, while you explaining away the shit some of these other these other groups are doing. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I understand where a lot of them are stuck on both sides, except for the left. I mean, the left is connected to the Klan. The left is connected to the Dixiecrats. The right was started at least by folks that look and think like we still think.
Mm-hmm.
It has turned into something else, I can admit. But I can definitely understand the ones that shout down the left that look like us and face the scrutiny of being called the complete opposite of what they really are.
Right.
Because their views sound foreign, and then you got the left saying, well, we're progressive, but you started out moderate. So now both sides of the aisle are shouting each other down instead of finding a way to work together. So there's a war going on.
Outside, no man is safe from.
No man is safe from. Literally.
Right on.
Because
we're
the peons in the pawns. As long as we take a side, that's just my viewpoint. I can't say what any other man or woman should or shouldn't do.
It's funny you said that, because I was just looking at a video, and I'll end it here. In the comments, somebody was reminding a reader that in The Wire, it was Brody Brodus that said the pawns are the ones that get capped first. So yeah, man.
Yes, sir.